I don't really like that one. I'm going to have to work on getting my other one done, but finding the time is kind of what the problem is. So, alright. So it's weird because sometimes I'm doing this and like somebody else is watching a different video right now, but the chat is popping up here. All right, I still got swollen eye today. It went down some now. Kittens, windows open. But happy Thursday. My brother used to call Thursday shit, which stands for sure happy it's Thursday. In lieu of TGIF. My cats got into the garbage. Huh, kitties? Yeah, they got in the garbage. Chicken. I forgot that I gotta take the chicken out or they go after it. My dog never did that. Cats, on the other hand. Yeah, you seem to think you can do whatever the fuck you want, huh? Don't all of you. Yeah. They all look at me like, what? We don't know what you're talking about. It's a cat for you. It's a kitty cat for you. So, all right, we're getting ready to hit that 3-minute mark. So let's go ahead and do some introductions and stuff. Welcome to Daily Trudge. My name is Dion. I hope you are doing well today. If you're here, please say hello, whether you're watching the live or the rewatch. You know, sometimes we got to be careful in our communications. Sometimes people take things more than they should be. Hi, Ingrid. I was just thinking about something. It doesn't go with this topic, though. So the 3 o'clock group has got some things going on, and I'm trying to figure it out. I don't think we're going to be around much longer. It's just we don't have enough people to run the group anymore, and nobody's volunteering. So I don't know. Honestly, I kind of want to step away from a lot of this so that I can enjoy meetings. Hi, Kathy. Good to see you. I like that introduction. Good to have you. So we're going to be, it looks like, Release from Fear as Bill sees it, which will probably lead us to somewhere else, I'm sure. So here's As Bill Sees It, page 61, right? Yeah, page 61, which brings us to a big book and the Grapevine. So we'll read the Grapevine one here first. Yeah, sometimes they do. Yeah, the Zoom ones I think are kind of dwindling down to what I would call the right size. And I love Zoom meetings. I really do, but they're not like in-person meetings. Not for me anyway. And I have to hit some in person too. So maybe it's a good thing because I kind of feel like sometimes we're relying on Zoom a little too much. It lets us hide a little too much. And when we're hiding, we're not accountable. Let me rephrase that. When I'm hiding, I'm not accountable. So the problem of resolving fear has 2 aspects. We shall have to try for all the freedom from fear that is possible for us to attain. Then we shall need to find both courage and the grace to deal constructively with whatever fear remains. Okay. So for me, So this is how it worked for me. I had a lot of fear. And what happened is then God gave me some courage, right? He took away that obsession to drink, and that gave me some courage. Okay. I took that courage and I walked through some things that were a little bit tougher. And my fear started to diminish. It doesn't gone away. I mean, I still have some fears. Okay. And I think that's okay because it keeps my trust in God, which is great, right? Isn't that a good place to be? Having my trust in my higher power, right? Then I have the courage and grace to deal with constructively with whatever fear remains. Yeah. And I feel like almost all of our problems arise out of fear. Almost every problem I have is fear based. Okay. Once I let that fear go, it's not really a problem. It's still a problem, but it's one that I can work with because I have the tools now to do that. And that's neat. Problems suck, but life doesn't go around, I'm going to create safe spaces for Dion. Life doesn't do that. It is my responsibility to create my safe spaces. It's hard. It's hard to hear. It's hard to say, man. I wish it was the other way around. I do everything that I can to make a safe space for people, but I cannot make it 100% safe because I don't know what other people are thinking. I don't know what they're going to do. The only safe space I would have for like you and me would be just you and me and nobody else around. That's the only way I'd be able to do it. But we wouldn't reach much camaraderie that way, would we? We wouldn't be able to spread out. We wouldn't be able to give away as much as we need to. Hi, Patricia. It's good to see you. It's always good to see you. I got some awesome friends, man. All right. Let's see where it's trying to get us to. There it is. All right, I'm going to start at the bottom of page 66. So I'm in the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous on the bottom of page 66. I'll take a drink in case you want to grab that. I have a lot of people that like to follow along because I do too. When I'm reading with somebody, I get it better. But when it comes to the big book, I have most of it memorized. So when they're reading it, I'm saying it in my head. I do that quite often, especially with how it works. I don't need to read along to that one. I know what you're saying next. But I do repeat it in my head, which gives you a different purview. It's weird. Okay. I have a lot of this shit memorized because I've just heard it so much. It's just repetitiveness. It's one of my skills too. I tend to be able to memorize that. Okay, anyway. If we were to live, we had to be free of anger. The grouch and the brainstorm were not for us. They may be the dubious luxury of normal men, but for alcoholics, these things are poison. So the only thing I'm really going to say on that is anger is not the dubious luxury of anything or anyone. No. I watched anger kill normal people too. I watched resentment kill normal people too. What are normal people in this case? Non-alcoholic. No, it is not the dubious luxury anymore. It may be. We don't know. What we're trying to say here is you got it, and for you it's really bad. So don't even bother comparing yourself to them. Okay, just don't even bother. That's just not. It's not cool. Okay, and it ain't gonna work. Okay, I can't live with anger, man. I just can't. I was angry for so long. And the last couple weeks, I have felt the last of my hate leave. Okay. It's a weird feeling and it's freeing. It's also kind of scary because I don't know where I'm at. Okay. We turned back to our list for it held the key to the future. Yeah, it held the key to the future. We were prepared to look at it from an entirely different angle. We began to see that the world and its people really dominated us. In that state, the wrongdoing of others, fancy or real, had the power to actually kill. Okay? And it's funny because when I was drinking, that's when I would say, I don't give a fuck what people think of me. I was lying. I was lying. I was lying. I cared what everybody thought about me. Oh man, was I sensitive. I acted like I didn't, but it wasn't true. Inside, fucking eating me up. It was eating me up. It was. How could we escape? We saw that these resentments must be mastered, but how? We cannot wish them away any more than we could alcohol. This was our course. We realized that the people who wronged us were perhaps spiritually sick. It took me a long time, like I was just talking about the last of my, maybe, I don't know, maybe they're resentments, maybe they're, I'm just at a place where I understand, I can see where everybody's place is, even the bullies. I can see where their place is. I don't know how to describe it because I haven't been here before. So maybe it'll take me a little bit. But though we did not like their symptoms and the way they disturbed us, they, like ourselves, were sick too. So you spot it, you got it, right? Okay. We ask God to help us show the same tolerance, pity, and patience we would cheerfully grant a sick friend. Okay? When a person offended, we say to ourselves, this is a sick man. How can I be helpful to him? God save me from being angry. Thy will be done. It may not be your first reaction. That may not be your first reaction. Okay, they say take 2 seconds. I take 4 because of this right here. Okay, I still get intrusive thoughts. Actually, I haven't had any anyway. Okay, but I tell you, no, that's how my first thought. I have to think for a second, then go, oh, that's right, Dion. We're looking at this in a different perspective. Okay, now some stuff it is automatic, but this one not quite there yet. Okay, so I just take a little bit more time so that I can be on the beam. Do I get on myself about that? No. Mm-mm. No, that wouldn't be very nice to myself. Okay. Here's the hard one. We avoid retaliation. There's some areas I still want retaliation. I don't want retaliation. I want justice. But it's retaliate. What it is retaliation. Okay. But in my mind, I'm creating it out to be justice. No, it's not. It's retaliation. What is it? I want them to feel the way that they made me feel. Now listen to that line. We ain't going to get away with this one, are we? No, we're not. Because what does that come back to? That means I allowed it to happen. Okay. Now, I'm not getting to, there are times when you didn't allow it to happen. I know. But we can't get into specifics. Okay. I can't tell you what to do in each situation. That's between you and God. That's between you and your higher power. Okay. I'm not going to tell you how to act. No. Because you're you. You're going to act the way that you want to act, man. So we avoid retaliation or argument. We wouldn't treat sick people that way. If we do, we destroy our chance of being helpful. We cannot be helpful to all people, but at least God will show us how to take a kindly and tolerant view of each and every one. Yeah, you're absolutely correct, Patricia. It is a type of revenge. Okay, wishing bad karma on someone. That's revenge. It's a type of revenge. Even that. Well, karma will get them. Who are you to determine that? See, I know something. I know that I will never get away with anything in this world. And that's all I need to worry about. My side of the street. This is really what I've been driving home to my kids lately. My side of the street is all I really need to worry about. My problem is then I start to worry about your stuff and I'll avoid what I need to do for me. Okay. Now, maybe you can't give the tolerance and pity and patience that you would a sick friend. Then think of something else. Your mother, somebody you care about, you. How would you want to be treated? Yeah, it might not be the best example if you don't love yourself yet, though. Right? But we have to remember they're going through something, and we don't know what it is. People don't go out and talk about what's going on with them. We shove it down inside until it becomes angry, and then we go home and take it out of the people we love the most. That is how things seem to work in this world. And it doesn't matter if you're an alcoholic or not. We all do it. Every single person in this world does it. We will take out our anger on the people we love the most. Why? Because 90% of us have abandonment issues, and we know they're not going anywhere. Referring to our list again, putting out of our minds the others had done. Okay? We resolutely look for our own mistakes. Where have we been selfish, dishonest, self-seeking, and frightened? Though our situation not been entirely our fault, we tried to disregard the other person entirely. Where were we to blame? Okay, this is the only time, this will be the only time we use blame. Okay? Beyond this, no. Your fourth step, there's going to be a little bit of blame. You need to understand that this was your bullshit and you're to blame. Okay? It's the only time. In fact, my brain's searching for a different word right now. So if you have a different word for this one, I think that one could be switched. Personal opinion only. I'm not saying change the big book, because don't. If I say, well, we got to change that one, then everybody's going to say, well, then there's more changes. No. It's written the way it's supposed to. Okay. So the inventory was ours, not the other person's. When we saw our faults, we listed them. We placed them before us in black and white. We admitted our wrongs honestly, and we're willing to set these matters straight. That's what it comes down to, that I'm willing to set these matters straight. All right, now we're getting to the part of the reading of the reflection. I'm not quite awake yet, and this is swollen, and I was going to take Benadryl when I got up, but Benadryl makes me tired, man. I already get tired up. All right, notice that the word fear is bracketed alongside the difficulties with Mr. Brown, Mr. Jones, the employer, and the wife. This short word somehow touches about every aspect of our lives. It was an evil and corroding thread. The fabric of our existence was shot through with it. It set in motion trains of circumstances which brought us misfortune we felt we didn't deserve. But did we not ourselves set the ball rolling? Sometimes we think fear ought to be classed with stealing. It seems to cause more trouble. Okay. We reviewed our fears thoroughly. So we're talking about the fourth step and doing the fear list. This is a separate list. The sex inventory and the fear list are a separate list than your regular four step, than the rest of it. Fear is in and of itself. I listed all my fears: spiders, dogs, abandonment, all sorts of stuff. Most of them were feelings. A lot of them were feelings, like abandonment. Heights. I'm scared of heights. Okay. I'm not actually scared of heights. What I'm scared of is being up in the air with no control. That's my problem. If I go hiking or something and I'm in control, I have no problem. But when I'm not in control, I have a problem. Okay. Earlier, look. We put them on paper even though we had no resentment in connection with them. We asked ourselves why we had them. Wasn't it because self-reliance failed us? Self-reliance was as good as far as it went, but it didn't go far enough. Some of us once had great self-confidence, but it didn't fully solve the fear problem or any other. When it made us cocky, it was worse. I've never felt so self-reliant, and I've been self-reliant all my life. That's a lie. We need people, man. We need people. I've never lived alone. There was one time I lived alone for about 6 months. I loved it, by the way. I've always had roommates or been married or lived with somebody else. Always. So, anyway, perhaps there is a better way. There is a better way. For we are now on a different basis, the basis of trusting and relying upon God. Right? My higher power has a love language, and it's trust. He, she, they love it when I trust them. They love it because they know that they can make my life better than what it is. Now, this is what I want you to think. If you've been a sponsor and you watch, or even if you've been in the program long enough to see somebody else recover, when you see your children doing well, imagine how God feels. Then what happens is then I get more courage. Then I can walk through more. We're on the world to play the role he assigns, just to the extent that we do as we think he would have us and humbly rely on him. Does he enable us to match calamity with serenity? There's always calamity going on. It's all over the world. And I can be serene in the middle of it. Most of my decisions were based on fear when I was drinking. Yeah, sure was. Alcohol made life easier to face, but the time came when alcohol was no longer an alternative to fear. One of the greatest gifts in AA was for me has been the courage to take action. That was so hard. Every ounce of my fiber screamed at me. It was, oh man. It was yelling. It didn't want to change. It didn't want, it's like, we know we're going to die and we don't care. Remember, Dion, we moved to California and kill ourselves. Why didn't we follow through on that? These are my old thoughts. Okay. And that's how I used to think. The fuck's your problem, Dion? You're a weak fuck. That's what you are. More alcohol. Oblivion. I didn't want to feel anything. I didn't want to feel a fucking thing anymore. Okay. One of the greatest gifts in AA for me has been the courage to, which I can do with God's help. After 5 years of sobriety, I had to deal with a heavy dose of fear. God put the people in my life to help me do that. And through my working the 12 steps, I am becoming the whole person I wish to be. And for that, I'm deeply grateful. Yeah, I can get on board with all of that. The thing is, I do have the feeling of being grateful, but then there is the being grateful. If that makes sense. Okay. Living in gratitude, I guess, is kind of what I'm saying. Not the gratitude for me, though. Hey, look at that person over there. Doing great. That's awesome, God. Thank you. Oh man, that person's car broke down on the side of the road. God, can you can you please give them some courage? Because I don't know how well I would deal with that. That would suck. I hope they have a better day. That's what I'm talking about. That's living in gratitude. Being able to look around, not in your own life. No, that's self-centered. No, my life's going great. I don't need to look at it. God's got to take care of it. Now I get to look at yours and be a part of it and go, fuck yeah. That's what I love about the program. I get to be a part of everybody's program. They don't know it. They don't need to know it. Doesn't matter. All right. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I hope you have a good meetings today and stuff. Yeah, still not quite awake. I love you. Peace out and have a day. Bye-bye.